IPMNation.com.
Live from the Outpost Studios in Columbus, Ohio, you're listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy. Brought to you by IPMNation.com. Get ready for the gong heard round the world.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All Natural Being. Warning, All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full contact psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
Evening. Oh, yeah, you know what? If you're going to do that, then you're going to have to do that too. I'm thinking about it now. Well, look at me. Good evening and welcome to All Natural Being. And I'm told the 369th episode. So I guess I should thank you for stopping by said episode right here on IPMNation.com. It's a blast to be hanging out with you this evening. Of course, All Natural Being and the gong heard round the world broadcast as it happens. Thanks to our friends at Telestream's Wirecast right here on IPMNation.com. And now multicast live on Facebook, which is, if you're watching, maybe you're on Facebook or over at the allnaturalbeing.com app. That's kind of cool. But however you come to hang with us, I got to pay attention here for a second, make sure I get the volume up. There you go. I got it. Have you come to hang with us? It's a pleasure to have you here live from the Transitional Radio Uplink here in Columbus, Ohio, with rebroadcast on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, you know, all the usual suspects. Greetings wherever you are, here in the Garden of the Mortals, the labyrinth of life itself. What a great gig it is, because this is your shot at running the table as you see fit. You don't need permission from anyone. Here's your chance to be mouth-watering to yourself. You know it's in your blood. As I said yesterday, you just have to get your mind to remember it, right? No more amnesia. That's why we're here to be your amnesia buster, your friendly blue force, if you will, always putting your heart's highest priority top of the list. And we're going to get to it into tonight's show. That's actually what I dig about this. Reinstalling and reinstating the true wit and wisdom and the wallop of your inner whisper. Rebooting your robust, finding your ferocious. Commencing your counterpunch, all in time to out-brutal the brutal. That can be the cut and shuffle that fate deals us on a daily basis. And to bring your own bold BYOB once and for all. But before we hit it this evening, I say hello to my friends here in the United States and Canada, Mexico, the UK, my good friends in Ecuador, China, the Philippines, Brazil, India, Australia, Germany, Italy, and France, Nigeria, Turkey, Japan, Singapore, Thailand, Belgium, Sweden, Israel, South Africa, Egypt, Puerto Rico, Kenya, the Netherlands, Iran, Colombia, Greece, Ireland, Argentina, Peru, Austria, Poland. To those joining us from all over the globe, thank you so very much. It really is an honor to have you with us. I truly am fired up to be driving your bandwagon, to be your virtual hitchhiker if you're out and about on the go. I love the idea of being a psychological bodyguard. You know what I love the most about riding shotgun? It's getting a chance to hang with you. So what are we waiting for? Here's your opportunity to mortal up, and even though it gets me in trouble from time to time, let's go kick in some doors. And I want to get right to it this evening. We're going to talk a little bit about 81 to win. Talk a little bit about our preparation for that, but a little bit of a stir, and I want to kind of recap. Mortal up, Brian. Thank you very much. Let me say hello to everyone. Then I'm going to recap lunch I had with a friend of mine the other day. Let me say good evening to John and to Sarah. Thank you so very much. Henry, as always, thank you for joining us. Holy crap, he's live. I know, Wayne, right? It is a crapshoot every day. I'm surprised I'm here as well. John, long time no see. Thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. Nice to have you back, or nice to see your name pop up. Marie, thank you so very much for joining us. Hey, look at you. I know, right? Kenneth, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for last night putting up with getting in on the phone calls and everything else. I appreciate it. Mary Haggerty, thank you so much. See who else we got here. Mortal up, Brian. Well, that's my intent. Alice, how are you? Thank you so very much. Lee is here. It's funny, Lee, I was just thinking about you because here's what it boils down to. Now, a good friend of mine the other day said, "Ooh, did you ever think of being a little more Eckhart Tolle than Genghis Khan?" And I was like, that is such a nice thing to say. No, I didn't. I'm digging the Genghis Khan, right? When it comes to kumbaya kick-ass, I say this to Henry all the time. I dig the kick-ass. I got to tell you. Good evening, Brian. And Deb Sherman, thank you so very much for joining us at All Natural Being. Hey to you as well. Brian, if you've talked to Mark, please tell him I saw a picture of him the other day on Facebook. I thought he looked great. Please tell him we said howdy. So here's the scoop. I was having lunch with a friend of mine. I do have maybe like a couple. I was having lunch with a friend of mine. Really, the only excuse that I use to get out of the house is to have lunch with a handful of different people. And this guy is definitely one of them. And he said to me in the midst of this conversation, he goes, well, how did you get to the point where you decided you really wanted to help people? And I remember stopping, right? Maybe I had like a Diet Coke or a Diet Pepsi, something like that. And I remember stopping going, help people? What the heck are you talking about? And he goes, well, when did you first decide? Thank you, Deb, very much. Oh, Deb says shared. So wait a minute. Let me find my prayer bowl. Thank you, Deb, very much. Appreciate it. Every share, we hit the prayer bowl. So thank you for that. Or some of the small prayer bowls. I don't know, in case I ever get tired of that sound. So we were having lunch, and he says, well, where did you decide to help people? And I go, I have to tell you, I really don't dig people. I really didn't get into this gig to help people. I have to tell you that it's very selfish of me, I know, but what I do dig is authentic people. People that they know what it's like when I say that your potential is just this side of infinity. They know what it's like when I say, to be mouthwatering to yourself, and they go, oh yeah, I know what that's like. They know what it's like. Genghis Khan got stuff done. That's all I'm saying, Lee. Genghis Khan got stuff done. So I said, yeah, I look, there's no baby seals that I'm thinking of clubbing anytime soon. I guess I would absolutely vote against that. But there's a handful of human beings I wouldn't mind taking a baseball bat to. I'm just saying. So I didn't get into this gig to help people. I got into it. And if by hanging out, it sparks in that individual the need or the desire or just the want to be authentic, then I do it because I dig hanging out with authentic people. It's Seth Godin would call it a tribe, or some of these other people would call it different things. I just dig mouth-watering authenticity. And so when I talk about Mortal Up, when I said today, in the Facebook post, let's get in and hash this around a little bit. Yeah, there's a reason why I don't go out much is I'm right? Because there's not a lot of authentic people. Obviously the people here, obviously people watching, obviously the people that we all interact with, but there's not a lot of authentic left in the world today. At least it doesn't seem to be a lot of reason to want to tap into that authenticity, to bring your own bold, and as I dare say, to mortal up. Bringing back the guillotine. It'll be that were it true. Let me say hello to Chris. Chris, thank you so very much. Jen, thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. So all we're talking about, and I know, right? People give me a hard time for this, but when I woke up the other morning, and I don't know how, far beyond me to see how it happens, but there was like 7 people that unfriended me, defriended me, whatever it is, delisted me overnight. And I'm thinking, great. Now I've got room for 7 more people over on Mug Pamphlet. Right? Well, I've got room for 7 more people that I dig, people that are authentic, people that are like, oh, yeah, we want to be mouthwatering to ourselves. And I'm like, great, fantastic. Overnight, another 7 opportunities to invite my friends to come here and hang out opened up. I absolutely love it. Deb Sherman, I don't go out. Yeah, Deb, I'm with you. We should Skype sometime, Deb. Brian Bouchard, most people wouldn't know what to do with you. Brian, you've known me a lot of years. You've probably known me longer than anybody on this thread. So I thank you so much for the compliment. Thank you. But the point that I was trying to make is that when we say let's go kicking some doors, it's because there's a battle going on, right? We're getting to the point where, authenticity doesn't stand a chance. Everyone wants you to dovetail. Everyone wants you to conform. Now, come on. You want to be politically correct. No, you don't. Right? So everyone's, you got to do this, you got to do that. But what is your heart's highest priority? And what would it take to get you at the top of the list? Now, I know you're not saying to yourself, oh, wow, great. I'll take my heart's highest priority. I'll put it on top of my list. Then I'll be authentic. So Brian will go to lunch and stick me with the tab. I'm simply saying that I've realized that the people that I dig hanging out with are authentic. They're the real deal. Joseph, thank you so very much for joining us. Greetings and salutations as well. And, I sent Joseph... let me say this. I sent a couple of my friends a little something today where it's the shape of what elections in the United States here are going to look like. And all I'm simply suggesting is that if we keep endorsing people that are inauthentic, then we have people making the rules that help support their inauthenticity. Right? But we might get to the point where we say, no, I don't want that anymore. I want a world full of authentic people. I don't want plagiarism. I don't want photocopied personas. I want to know what you think. I want to know what you want. I want to know what your heart's highest priority is. Excuse me, not someone else's. So when I put up on Facebook, I go, oh yeah, no, I've made mention before that I don't necessarily do well in crowds because you got all these people that want to do anything. Deb says I'm not politically correct, nor am I, Deb. Nice to see you. They want to do everything to fit into the crowd, and I'm doing everything I can not to fit in the crowd because I just don't dig the crowd. So what I wanted to suggest in that post is, would it kill us every so often? Even for a 20-minute victory, we haven't talked about it in a while, but a 24-hour day is marked down into 72 20-minute chunks. So for 20 minutes, a 20-minute victory, I've called them before, could you not be authentic? Could you not bring your own bold? Could we not agree that a cool place, if there's a Venn diagram, the cool place to meet is in the center of that Venn diagram, where your authenticity and my authenticity, Matt, good evening. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Thank you for all your help over at IPMNation.com, IPMNation.com/TR now if you're on the go and you're listening. All I'm saying is if we had a Venn diagram, and the center of that Venn diagram was human authenticity, what would be wrong with you and I hanging out in the middle? What would be wrong with you and I deciding, no, mortal up is a good idea? Right? And if you and I are comfortable in our own skins, what's the chance of anyone getting underneath it? All you have to do is turn on the internet or the TV or anything else, and you think to yourself, how can this world survive with all this inauthenticity? Well, then I say it's up to you and me to go, great, let's bring our own bold. Let's put our heart's highest priority top of the list. What is it? I want to know about it. 833-646-3877, 833-MIND-UPS, just like push-ups or sit-ups or pull-ups, right? Mind-Ups, 833-MIND-UPS. It's toll-free. Give me a call. What's it going to take for you to put your heart's highest priority top of the list? One of the things that I enjoyed last evening, talking with Ken, having an opportunity to learn a little bit about Ken. Yeah, I know the drunk raccoons in Milton, West Virginia and everything else. I mean, who couldn't enjoy that, right? All that fun stuff. But here's an authentic guy. Saw a need, personally touched by something, believes he can make a difference in the world. So what did he do? He set out to make that difference. That's authentic. And that's all I'm talking about. Lee Rowley says, I think most people aren't authentic because they're afraid there's nothing special under the veneer. Oh, it depends. Do you snore? I don't know if you're asking me that, but yes, I think I do. I don't know. But I have to, it's weird with a shunt. So I don't know if you'd call it snoring or gurgling. There's some kind of noise that comes out of the top of my head with this, but not for much longer. November 28th, 1 p.m., counting down the days and the hours. So I get to go back to the doctors and go, pull this thing out of me like the little alien in the movie coming right out of that chest. Can't wait. Hi, Carol. Good evening. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us here on All Natural Being. But here's the thing, Lee. When you say, I think most people aren't authentic because they're afraid there's nothing special under the veneer. And all I would say is maybe it's time for us to peel back the veneer. Who was it? Aldous Huxley that said, if the doors of perception are cleansed, it would appear to us as it is, infinite. Well, maybe no more shellac, no more veneer, no more paper mache, no more of these coverings that we decide to wrap ourselves in. Oh, well, Brian, those are triggering words. Yeah, well, I hope they are. I hope they are. Oh, we need safe spaces. No, you don't. Oh, well, we have to have places of inclusion. No, I don't think we do. As a matter of fact, I'll be all over places of inclusion if I'm mortaled up. Here we go. Good. Very good, Kenneth. I think you're going to make a huge impact in the world. Henry says, we are all the wardens of our own prison. So why not unlock the door and let ourselves out? As soon as you said that, and then, of course, Brian Bouchard pops up, so that's probably why this jumped into mind. Remember the movie Caddyshack? All year long, they open the pool for 15 minutes for the caddies to be able to jump into the pool, right? Right before Bill Murray finds the baby Ruth. That's all I'm saying. What would it be if you and I were just like going to open the doors of perception? 15 minutes, 20-minute victory. Let all the caddies into the pool. Come on in. But what if we left that encounter with a smile on our face? What if that encounter to mortal up actually made an impact in the world? And I have to tell you, especially given the things that I've been involved in the last couple of years, I don't think I do it as much anymore for me, or maybe even for the immediate people around me. But we have the opportunity to make the world, no, kumbaya, no guitar sitting by the fire, all the rest of that. We have the opportunity to make the world a really cool place for our kids. But yeah, there's all kinds of battles. There's political battles. There's socioeconomic battles. There's religious battles. There's always the battles. Pick your battle, right? You and I both know that I believe that the only battle that really matters goes down in your own brain. You win or lose that battle in your own brain. So what if we decide to start winning that battle now within our own brains? Decide that we'll meet on the battlefield of authenticity. We'll meet where the Venn diagram has something in common. And we start to turn the world. We start to turn our communities. Good evening, Candace. And Candace, let me also thank you for the great share and post yesterday about window armor. Thank you very much. What would the world be like? What would we be turning over to our kids if we decided, no, today is the day? Liberty's line in the sand. You're free to put your heart's highest priority top of your list. And then we're leading by example. Our kids get to watch us going, look, I don't know what this authenticity thing is, but I'm in. And perhaps below the veneer that Lee mentions. John, good evening. Nice to see you. We have the power. Bring your own bold. Unleash it. Thank you for joining us. Jamie, thank you so very much for joining us here at All Natural Being. All we're talking about tonight is my distaste for watered-down human beings, right? Let's just call it what it is. Let's just throw it out, right? It's an absolute distaste. Really, the distaste, when you think about it, is for people that are attempting to water us down, for people that are attempting to lead you to believe that it's okay to be watered down. It's okay to be a fraction of who you are. It's okay to be a dismal representation, just a faint little light of who you truly are. Ken says, I always win in my own brain because I'm really not that smart. I don't know what that tells you, but Ken and I went to the same high school, so I'm with you, brother. I absolutely know what you mean. Brian says, if I battled within my own brain, it would be a short skirmish. Brian, I know you're a smart guy. Wouldn't be as short as my battle, but I get you, Brian. Brian says, cliche, but if you're not being true to yourself, what are you showing others? And better yet, why? Absolutely agreed, Brian. And I think that's the point that I wanted to try to make this evening before we take our first call. The point is, what are we passing on to our kids? What are we passing on to our future generations? If all we're going to live is plagiarized, if all we're going to be is a piece of plastic fruit, if all we're going to be is a watered-down version of ourselves, if it says, oh, I want to leave a legacy. Well, what kind of legacy if you plagiarized it? If you plagiarized a life and you're doing everything because of the committee vote, your brain is full of binge thinking, what kind of life are you leaving for your kids? And that's the focus when we talk about mortal up, when we talk about what are you going to do to put that authenticity in the center of the Venn diagram. Let's decide to meet there. And everyone else that goes, oh, no, that's just too crazy for me. The heck with them. See you later. Have a nice day. Was Billy Crystal say in, what was that? Have a nice day storming the castle. Goodbye. Good riddance. See ya. Right? I wish you all the best. But then when you get the people that are doing everything they can to make certain that they keep you watered down. Why? Why do they keep you watered down? Why do they keep you watered down? Because it's easier to control you that way. If you're busy being brilliant, if you're busy being wise, if you're busy being a creative, you're busy being an artist, you're kind of hard to control. But if they can water you down, then you're like, oh, sheep, lemmings. Oh, what's that, a cliff? Sure. The fall doesn't look that far. Good evening. Thank you for calling All Natural Being. Who's with us?
Get the hose and put this guy out. He's on fire tonight.
Thank you, Henry, very much. I think well, here's the thing. I said to Lee the other day, I said, they did tell me that regaining full cerebral spinal fluid could be problematic. So,
for us.
You and me both, brother. You and me both. So now that I'm no longer a couple quarts low, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. But thanks for calling in. Oh, good God, look at the time. So what are we going to be talking tonight about on Thinking Re-Envisioned coming up at the bottom of the hour?
Well, I had that put up a post a couple of days ago on an issue that had come up about parents now want to refer to their children from 0 to 4 years old as babies.
Oh, babies.
Non-sex-oriented babies. So this way the child can then decide for themselves what they want to be. So I thought, what the heck? Let's talk about this for a little bit. Is it really an issue, or are we just making it an issue?
Right. And maybe people can call in and channel their inner Jordan Peterson. Because I know he definitely is, right? He's made a career. He's maybe not a living. He was a psychiatrist beforehand, but he's making a pretty good run at it now because the people in Canada are like, you better call them what they want to hear. Think about that, right? If Linus said that he wanted to be addressed all the time through his blanket, what would you have? So, for me, I'm like, hey, tomato, call yourself whatever you want, but don't legislate it, right? In case I don't get a chance to log on, don't legislate it so that other people have to feel compelled to do that same thing, right? Because I'd like to, I'm always getting in trouble for cultural appropriation. I said before, I'd like to have the consciousness of a garden slug.
Yep.
Well, you know what I mean?
There you go.
What did I?
Yep, absolutely.
I really couldn't care about anyone's opinion. I think being a garden slug would be nice, except for humans with a thing of salt, always trying to spray it on you and seeing what if you could just wriggle around on the ground. I'm all over having the consciousness of a garden slug. Just saying. So you'll be talking tonight about, it's really important north of the border here in the States. It's really important in Canada, because there's laws now. If you address someone other than the way they want to be addressed, well, now you've triggered them. And you've made them feel horrible. Forget that, as you know my opinion, whoever said it was about feelings for 3 years, I haven't felt like getting out of bed every day, right? Oh, but Brian, how do you feel? Who cares how I feel?
Exactly.
Who cares how I feel?
We are getting so crazy with labels that it's almost sad that's really what we're trying to do nowadays. And I totally don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense to me, but that's the way that parents want to go. And like I said, I don't quite get it, but that's what they're trying to say. So I just want to see what everybody else.
See what everyone else has to say.
It.
Yeah. Well, thinking re-envisioned, right? That's most certainly a re-envisioned way of thinking. But that's cool that people can just come in, jump in the thread, and tell you exactly, give you their vote. Maybe they'll be parents. I mean, I would love it if someone called in sometime and said, you know what, you're just bat crap crazy. There's no way to be authentic. There's no mortal up. We need to mortal down, right? I would love it for someone that, that wants to pick a fight, and they, it'll be easy enough as the year comes to an end. You know what I mean? But I would love it for someone to say, oh. John says, no, not this again. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, I promised Wayne I'd let you go so you can get ready for your show, but Thinking Re-Envisioned, if you want to stick around here, ipmnation.com/TR now. And Henry, just so I know, I'm like almost 39 degrees north of the equator, and you're broadcasting live from Ecuador, and would you tell me you're like 2 degrees south of the equator?
2 degrees south, exactly.
2 degrees south. Unbelievable, the technology. Oh, and we should throw out a quick thank you to Telestream's Wirecast for pulling that all off. Henry, we'll let you go so you can get ready for your show. Please tell Wayne I'll hit the call time. Give or take, okay. Tomato, and have a great show.
Thanks a lot.
All right, brother. Thanks for everything. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, so here's what we're going to wrap with as we get ready to go in our final 5 minutes. It's about your authenticity. It's about putting your heart's highest priority top of your list. What would it take to do so that not only do you have a smile on your own face, you're teaching those people around you how to overcome struggles, as Brian says. That is where the adrenaline surges in beating the challenge. Right? Live, brother, live. I'm with you. And there's something about it. People go, oh, I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to take risks. I don't want to have a challenge. But what if the human body just digs? Like I said earlier, authentic people are like heroin to me, right? It's just something that I dig when you're around people. Thank you, Wayne, very much. The link for Thinking Re-envisioned is now in the feed. Please stop by. Don't forget Facebook. It's Thinking Re-envisioned Official. If you get a chance to stop by, I'm sure it's going to be a great show with Henry. All we're talking about is that sense of authenticity, so that you can communicate to future generations. Here's what we're going to be all about. Now, I know there was some talk today of a new progressive, a couple of progressive darlings that are going to get ready to run in 2020 and this and that. So it's not a political debate, right? I'm all over anything that stands for your freedom. I'm all over anything that stands for your ability to put your heart's highest priority top of the list. We're not talking about hurting other folks, right? We're not talking about that. We're not talking about being mean to other people. And as you know, my belief is if you're busy being authentic, you're too busy to be mean. You're too busy to be taking all your disgruntled self out on everyone around you. Why? Because you're happy with this run in life. You're happy with this gig. People say, would you like to change? No way in heck would I change. No way. I'm not going to do it. So that's what I'm talking about. And what a great gift to give your kids this Christmas, this holiday season. Think about it. To give them a gift of saying, no, here's my line in the sand. I'm not going to be subject to binge thinking. I'm going to fight the battle that calls me to be inauthentic, that causes me to be watered down, that causes me to go with the flow, that causes me to be a part of the herd. Who would want that for themselves? More importantly, who would want that for their kids and their grandkids? But that's what we're talking about. Mortal Up is the opportunity right now to set the course for the future of your family and your family's family and all of your friends by being authentic. Now, it's not always going to be easy. People are going to go, oh, wow, that's something else. Go, well, yeah, well, thank you very much. But you'll know you're being authentic. You'll know you're not doing it for a thumbs up. Oh, no, you can be authentic and mean. Ooh, you've only been in the same car with me once. Okay, see, I said I wanted an adverse caller. Now Lee's picking a fight with me. Oh, no, you can be authentic and mean. Hey, do me a favor, only because it was my first attempt at motion picture artwork and everything else. I put a little post. I use the Serenity Prayer to keep me balanced. That's a great one, Deb. A little post today where I go, oh, whenever Commissioner Gordon needs Batman, he flashes the bat signal. Well, I did a little thing today where I said, where I need some great copy written, I flash up my bow tie signal, because Lee's always wearing a bow tie, and I cut out the cardboard, and, I figured out the flashlight. I even drew a bow tie myself, did it all myself. Heavy-duty production value, right? The kind of production value you've come to expect here at All Natural Being, and I don't think it got by 2 likes. So, yes, I'm pandering for a like on a picture that I posted over at Brian Brawdy, if we're not friends, I don't know why we're not friends. I got 7 openings, I'm told this morning. Please send me a friend request. No one's going to yell. If we're not friends already, I don't know why we aren't. Let me say yes to that or confirm that friend request right off the bat. And you'll see, that's Don Kleinsteiver. I was thinking about you, Donald, the other day. All right, I'm getting the evil eyes from Wayne. Don, how could we have lost that game? Just heartbreaking. Well, almost as exhilarating as the game before was. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. As I promised, we'll try to make it on time. Don't forget, head on over to Brian Brawdy, my personal page, and go, ooh, that's some crafty state-of-the-art. No green screens, right? I know you're thinking, wow, how did he get that bow tie? I cut it out of cardboard. I had to hand draw that. Oh, how'd you get it? Well, it was just the light. All right, I got to go. Thank you so very much for joining me here at All Natural Being. Be authentic. I look forward to it. Go Mortal Up, and we will see you tomorrow night.
IPMNation.com.